Welcome back to the Drafted Pages podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, 2024. It's upon us, and I got a fun guest here today, Lexi.
Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year. Is that it?
Yeah.
No, just coming in hot like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've been away for a while. I've been away for a while with the whole podcast scene. Just got busy. Holidays crept up. Other things took priority. But New Year, going to be bringing this back pretty consistently, at least twice a month, aiming for 3. May not hit every Saturday in there, but you might get some weekly episodes as they come out too. So we'll kind of see how life goes, how many people want to join the show again and talk about their life or whatever topics come their way. So excited to be back, excited to have this episode hit the streets. It'll come out after Passion, which is what me, Lexi, and Jocelyn are here for, which is, if you don't know, a youthful gathering of young Christians, you could say. 18 to 25-year-olds is what they market it to. Of course, Jocelyn is 26.
Old.
Yeah, so, they're not going to ID her at the door, but technically, she should be kicked out. But, no, we're happy she's here. And it's really just about an encounter with God. A lot of really good musicians who really have been paving the way in the Christian music space over the past year or so are here. We're all very excited for that. So always great worship. We've seen all of them last year, and if not, also in their own tours and things like that. And then also a lot of the speakers who we don't really know this time around, right? We don't really know.
There's some.
Other outside of the actual Passion people, right? Do we know?
Like,
Do you know?
I know, like, Jonathan Pokluda.
JP?
Yeah, JP's going to be there.
Gang.
Earl McKellen will be there.
Okay.
Sadie Robertson.
So maybe we do know
Yeah.
a few more than I thought. But I guess the lineup, do we know when they're speaking? Did we know that last time?
I don't think
can't
so.
even remember.
I think they just tell you who's going to be there.
Yeah. But regardless, I think they've done a better job at, like, not marketing it as much. Like, marketing the actual conference, but not who and what's going to be happening, basically. Because, the whole idea of this is to have an encounter with God and not to idolize other people, other speakers, other things like that. It's just really about hearing from God, getting the messages, starting the year off right.
Yeah.
And I remember when we did this last year, you were like, immediately after it ended, you were like, hey, would you want to do that again? And I was like, yeah, like, I had fun. That was good. Like, it was really impactful. And you're like, okay, I got us tickets.
Yeah, like, when they did the Atlanta session, they were like, okay, tickets are on sale, like, and you can buy them for, like, a discount. I just bought them. I, like, bought 2. I was like, okay, we're going again. Like, that was that. I had so much fun.
Yeah, it was like, we're going to get them. We'll figure everything else out later.
I was like, I know it's in Georgia. I know we don't live there. We'll figure it out. I know you have work. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out mentality. Love it. But, yeah, no, really excited to be back here at the Benz. It's going to be huge.
The Benz. The Benz.
Sing it, girl.
The Benz.
Is that like their marketing theme song?
No, but it should be.
It
That was
should.
pretty good.
That was good. What did you think? Nod yes or no. Jocelyn says yes. She approves. But yeah, nothing really major to talk about. I mean, it's been a while since we've chatted. A lot of life changes
I know.
have happened
Crazy.
between us and the last time we've talked and kind of done this whole episode. When was the last time? It was the summer, right?
I think so.
Before you went back to Kansas?
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot has changed in our personal lives. In our, okay.
Sorry.
In our,
Coffee's kicking in.
in our growth and everything like that as well. But yeah, really excited. What are you most looking forward to? I guess 2 questions. At Passion
Okay.
and just in 2024.
Whew. I'm excited to. This is gonna sound kind of strange. I'm excited to feel small at Passion. I think there's something really special that happens when, like, you're worshiping with, like, thousands of other people your age in such, like, a large arena, that, like, I really feel the presence of God in a way that like am not necessarily able to feel in the same way at like church in a weird way. Just being in like a vast crowd worshiping him, that's like an unparalleled experience that I can't really get anywhere else. So I just find that really cool. So I like to feel like the omnipotence of God and just how vast he is. And like an arena is still considerably like small space, but it's nice to kind of just like take a moment to look around and be like, whoa, I'm like one of how many are going to be there this year? Like 60,000 something. I think they said
like
it fits, and it's all sold out. So I don't know how many seats they have.
All right. I think we may have actually had technical difficulties. Might have to actually edit something for once.
Ooh.
But I don't know where it cut off, but you were saying excited for the changes and welcoming it this time around. I'm going to come back to that later, but you asked me what am I looking forward to. For Passion, for me, the last time we went, I just felt reconnected with God, and it really helped ground the start to my year and everything that I was doing and the daily habits, and just started off with like good mental focus, good habits, good routines, and everything with that, and engaging in that relationship with God. And it just helped pave the way to a really good like first half of 2023. And so looking forward to that again, because I just know how impactful it was last time without really knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
And so not that I have expectations this time around.
Sure.
It's just like I know.
You know the layout.
Yes, if you invest in this and you kind of give it your all, you can be impacted in a tremendous way. And I'm just really looking forward to that connection again with God, and maybe hearing something like, I think Sadie or somebody mentioned it last time, when you're hearing a message from God and you may have heard it before.
Yeah, she said that like if God repeats himself, you better be listening.
Exactly. So if there's the same message again, I might hear it differently this time.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be cool. I think it's going to be cool to draw those comparisons. And then overall for 2024, I think there's going to be a lot of big life events coming in 2024.
Ooh.
And that's like nerve-wracking at the same time, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
And I think, kind of tying it back to God, you can have peace in everything that's about to come, because it's been orchestrated by him, and he's got, my back through it all, and he's been opening doors and closing them along the entire way. So I've got nothing to fear with what's to come, and just have to continue to trust and lean into it, So yeah, I think 2024 is going to be one of those years that I look back on a decade from now and be like, wow, like that was a great year. Kind of like I think back to like senior year of high school, just like the craziness, like leading up to going, like choosing to go to IMG, take those steps, like risks that like things like I never would have thought I would be doing.
Sure.
Kind of feels the same way now in 2024. Like there's things that are coming that like I look back a year ago and been like, there's no way. Like if you told me that, there's no way. And it just led to such an amazing year. And I just remember that year at IMG being so amazing. So I'm looking forward to this year as well in the same light, just in different ways.
Yeah.
So
I trust in God.
That's it?
Yeah, the song.
Okay. I thought you were going to keep on your rips.
My Savior, the one.
There it is. But cool.
Who will never
Your turn.
fail. Sorry.
He
will never fail. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to come back to what you were saying earlier about, what was that C word?
Change.
Thank you. About how you were like looking to embrace it this year. What has changed with you, play on words, to make you start feeling comfortable with change, or at least not running from it?
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. Every time I think about change, the image that always pops into my head is like the ocean. Like when people tell you, if you, like Dad, you know, with the million like life scenarios that like he'll give you like on the car rides home from the airport
Yeah.
when you're like talking about something else, and then he goes, now if it's ever snowing and your car gets stuck and you're like, it's July and it's 83 degrees out, why are we talking about this now? And he's like, well, I just want you to be prepared, right?
Dad, I moved south where it doesn't snow.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, well, okay, well, if it does, like, you know, he does those things. And like one of the things he would say is like in December, right? We're driving home from the airport. He's like, now if you ever get lost at sea, and I'm like, what? Why would I? Okay, first off, I hate the ocean. I never go in it. But B, it's why I'm not having any travel plans. But he always says, like, if you get stuck at sea or, like, you get caught in a riptide, like, it's better to just go with the water than resist it, because you tire yourself out more that way. And that's kind of the image I always have with change. And I'm more at peace with how my life has gone. And through prayer and kind of being at Velocity and hearing like messages over the year, I've kind of just come to accept the fact, like, there has been too much that has happened in my life at this point, and I'm only 22, but like there's just been so much that has happened that couldn't have happened any other way, where I'm in a place in my life where it's like, even if things get hard, it still makes sense to me. So I have this peace in my heart now that's like, every time I've tried to plan something, it's more of just a perspective of like, well, if it went my way, then I wouldn't have everything that I do now. And God can see so much more than I can. He can see everything. So it's just getting into that place of like shortening the gap between the grieving of what I wanted and getting to a place where it's clearly so much better than what I'd planned originally. So it's shortening that gap, and I feel like I just have a better head on my shoulders to realize, even if like I have dreams, like I have things that I want to be able to do, schools that I'd like to get into, but I think it's going in with a perspective that's like, I can still be upset and like take the time to grieve if it doesn't work out my way, but then resting in the assurance that, you know, these last 2 years have been for me. Like, I did not think I was going to go to Kansas when I applied. It was kind of just like my professors thought it was a good school, and like I don't really know terminal master's programs as well. So like, yeah, sure, I'll apply to Kansas, but like I'm not going to actually go. And then like here I am, and it's been like the best part of my life so far. So it's kind of just realizing like, okay, well, if it had gone my way, like I probably wouldn't have even, you know, considered going there, but he knew which doors to shut to kind of steer me in that direction. And, you know, he still gives you free will. Like, I had a choice to make at the end, and I ended up choosing Kansas because I felt that was right, and that was a God thing for sure. So it's just kind of understanding, like, okay, like, it might suck initially, but just to remember and, like, look back on all his goodness, I think feeds that rest and that peace in those moments of hardship, to just be like, well, yeah, I might not see it or understand it now, but I know that when I'm there, it'll all make sense. And you just kind of have to wait and pray and trust and sit.
That was good. I like the part that you're mentioning. Have time to grieve and be upset if something doesn't go the way you wanted it to or planned it to, but also have comfort and peace in knowing that there's something better and something greater than you can even imagine that's going to be coming, and you can have peace in that, because in the end, when you look back on it, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
Kansas is pretty cool.
Yeah, like, look at all I've done. Like, look at all the people I've met. You know, it's just like, I wouldn't have it any other way. And I did not want to come here in the first place, and God knew much more better than I did, and he still knows much more better than I do. So I can imagine him right now listening to me being like, oh, that's so cute, she thinks. Look at her plan her life. She's such a silly little goose. God's silliest goose.
God's silly as a goose. Wish we had the cameras going today and we could show off that hat.
Show off the hat.
Another time.
Another time.
But speaking of schools, you have been, are you done all applications?
I have one more, but like I'm practically done.
Okay. So basically all done.
Yeah.
With the applications to PhDs.
Yeah.
Going to get her doctorate.
Woohoo.
Where, we've kind of talked about this, but like where are your heart leaning? Is there anywhere you really want to go? Or are there a couple of schools you really want to like just have the acceptance from and be able to decide, or are you just hoping you get denied from every single one, but like one, and it's just like, all right, that's pretty obvious.
No, I mean, everybody wants options. I don't ever want to feel like I settled or like I could have done more. Texas is obviously a big one with that one faculty member in the ancient music lab. I mean, that's just so cool. I'm not going to get that anywhere else. Harvard has the like faculty member whose book inspired half my thesis research so far, so it'd be like super cool to work with her. I mean, then you have like the East Coast sorts of schools that I don't know, just kind of make me feel a little bit.
Harvard's East Coast,
But it's not like, you know, our East Coast. Cambridge is also really expensive.
yeah, but don't you not pay?
They give you money to get an apartment, but it's like
Obviously, it's not a lot, but do you
No.
still have to pay like tuition and everything on top of that?
no,
Or-
they
yeah.
usually waive it.
Right. Because like that's like PhD programs. They're basically wanting you to go there to get the degree.
Yeah.
To like do research and
Teach and
yeah,
all that.
basically be like, this person went to our school. Look at
Yeah.
her winning a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, okay.
Come back and speak.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Working for the CIA.
So, can't say what I do. No. So I think it would be cool. I think right now it's Texas or Harvard are kind of my top two where I'm leaning. Which is kind of weird because I thought it would always be UNC, but I don't know. The more like I dig into the faculty stuff, I think those are just better fits. Even though I'd love to live in North Carolina itself isn't going anywhere. So, and I can always try to teach there too. So,
True. Is that like a big I've heard you talk about that a lot. Is that a big factor, the faculty, when you're looking at master's and PhD programs, especially something of a very narrow field in classics? Like, is that something that's, at least to you, been something you've really focused on?
yeah. I mean, that's kind of been like the whole reason in applying to these schools. Classics is already like a very small field of study, so you're already limited in like school options. I mean, there's a lot of programs that offer it, but then you add on top of the fact that ancient music is like neglected by 99% of people who are already in this field, makes that even smaller. So it narrows down your choices a lot. So I basically only applied to the places that had someone who either worked directly in ancient music or worked in like Greek drama or performance, that side of things, because if I don't get accepted into those places, I wouldn't go. I don't think it would be worth it. I want people who can help me understand the field of study. It's growing, but it's still like research is pretty limited, and a lot of it is just like beginning to understand. People are working with manuscripts. So Oxford, I think, is actually the biggest place for it right now, but that's because they have a dungeon and they hide everything.
Oh,
I think.
you just kind of threw that in there.
That's my theory. I think Cambridge and Oxford, they have a dungeon where they keep all these manuscripts, because like every 5 to 7 years when scholarship gets really dry, it's like, oh, we found this missing. I'm like, yeah, sure we did. I think they just go on an archaeology trip and the guy rips out a page and he just tosses it on the ground, and like one of the students is like, look what I found, and it's like this page, and then the next 20 to 50 years are just studies on that. And I'm like, they have a dungeon.
It's a business.
It always is. Everything is.
Yeah.
It's a company.
Yeah, they have their method.
But yeah. So that's where I'm looking. In
Cool.
short.
Cool.
I'd
Well,
ask where you're looking, but you have a job. So, and I'll have one more degree than you.
for now,
And then I'll be like, excuse me, that's doctor to you.
I'm going to go get mine because, you
'Kay.
know, we're competitive.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's really exciting, Lexi. I'm really happy for you. I'm excited to see a couple. I mean, it's not going to be anytime soon.
No.
But when that decision happens, we'll have to celebrate and everything. And
Woohoo.
hope you get into the places you want to go, and then you have that decision to make.
I know, it'd be exciting. There's a certain appeal to maybe just only being accepted in one place and being like, oh, well, that's
Pretty
that.
obvious.
I guess I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
But no.
Cool. Well, I don't want to take up too much time. Like I said, this one was going to be quick and easy.
Whoa.
Just a welcome back excited for
back.
Passion. We'll have a lot more to talk about. Hopefully, just selling Sarah.
Selling Sarah.
Will join the Post-Passion podcast.
Post-passion podcast.
Post-Passion podcast.
Say that 5 times fast. Go.
And we'll kind of debrief, maybe some of our favorite moments, speakers, messages, things like that. Maybe we'll have multiple episodes on that because
Be fun.
I feel like you could talk about a lot from the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be much the same this time around. But yeah, we're here in Atlanta. We're excited and excited for the year to come. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully, if we're all still here, who knows?
It will be.
Jesus can come and I'm
Yeah, that'd be fine too.
Just kind of get it over with.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay taxes.
Groceries are expensive.
Yeah, price
Oof.
of eggs.
Oof.
It's
Oof.
too expensive.
Too expensive. Too expensive. Why are groceries so expensive?
All right. Well, that'll wrap up this
Happy
welcome back
New Year.
episode to 2024. Like I said, we're going to be much more better about the routine and consistency with this to give you guys some content. But we appreciate you sticking around, and we'll see you all on the next episode. Happy 2024.